You have the one that will carry the gun and come in pretense and say they are Nigerian army, they are Nigerian police, they are Nigerian Air Force, they are Nigerian Navy, they are Nigerian civil defense. They have all been segregated in numbers into all these segments. Now, those ones are the one where you go see, you come think say, nah, people will come to protect or to safeguard your area when situation happen. But it is a big, big lie. The other ones now where they just did the other side where who answer the name, Kodo said, na them be the real Boko Haram. They are all working the same thing. So why those ones they front, these ones they back? I make I say, where did they front or did they back? Because those ones they for front, they carry out the order. Why these ones they for back? They shield them, they protect them. They go they hold the car down so that they will finish the operation there and do everything that they are going to do. These ones here are helping them out, escorting them. You never see when Boko Haram there for one side they operate. Army there one side. They come army make the Congo, they no one go because they are the ones giving the shield to the Boko Haram, the other ones that are working. Until after they don't finish killing people in that community, they will now come and pack their dead bodies, pack the body bags. Next thing you hear is that they come and give you a press briefing. That it is true in so community, Boko Haram attack and they kidnap and they rape and then they cut they burn everything and did this and that and we have come to give you the report we will go and look for them. Why didn't you go and counter them while the massacre was ongoing? Why will you wait and then observe and then see everything that they finish doing? You now gather the report, you come and give people a report. No? So we want Biafrans to understand that if we stop what we are doing on Biafra, they will kill all of you. So no going back on this 2023 no election in Biafra land. Whether they gather for front, gather for back, but when they come to Biafra land, you will not see them going back in the same numbers that they came with again. But for us to do all this and to be able to win, we need your cooperations and understanding and support, financially, logistically, prayerfully, socially, mentally, and otherwise. Make I live am here. They will massive. We know they hear you. You mute yourself. We know they hear you. You mute yourself.
Yes, I say I want to remove that video so we go have enough space. Okay. Raphael, are you okay to talk now or we should go on? They're coming. Hey. Okay, Mazi Shooks or Paul. Okay, I be done Apollo Nelu. Mazi Paul, did you get anything from the video? Did you listen to the video?
Yeah, the same thing is what we, this is like a chain news, and the news has been there long time ago that they will come. I hope there are things I sent there, which is the movement. They announced the plan and the agenda of Usman Tofodio. They said it will come in a high gear in 2022. So according to my comrade Sonny, he said, Danjuma said, if you wait for these people, every one of you will go down 6 feet. In our own eyes, we saw military Boko Haram when Buhari recruited Boko Haram. When Fulanis came from Mauritania, Senegambia, Niger to do training in Borno. After training them as Boko Haram, he called them repented Boko Haram and he gave them army uniform, police uniform, and the Navy uniform. Then he recruited them back to the system. He called United Nations and let them know that they have repented. One of the chief of army staff said that a Boko Haram member who served Nigerian interest has the opportunity to become Nigerian president. That is why you see them molesting every other person in the Eastern region. Well, some of their group in uniform, the other side guiding them. There are groups in the left with the police uniform, and the other side guiding them. Are there guiding them. After those Boko Haram without uniform acted, then the Boko Haram in army uniform will then come and they chase everybody away. This has underground plan long time ago, which every other person have been telling Southerners that you should wake up. If you don't wake up, this kind of thing will happen. So, as this thing is going on, all these plans started right from time. And exactly where that car is at Leru Lopa Expressway to Enugu. Audio Carlo is the person who handed them that place over. Today, all the calamity he brought to Igbo land is speaking loud. So, it was the only thing that can stop this thing is for Igbo people to understand that there is big fire on the mountain. And if they fail to come together and speak in one voice, then the agenda of the Fulanis will be fulfilled. And what is the agenda of the Fulanis? Putting you on the ground, 6 feet on the ground, and you become my people. No other. Carolina Lang is there telling you that they back everything that is happening in Nigeria. So thank you, my comrades, until we return.
Okay, ndewo. Anyway, no need make una know. Make I leave this our brothers will not talk about this video. There's something I noticed. I posted somebody tweeted me and was telling me about this video. This video. We have played this video here. We have watched this video here, where they were giving them mass burial. I want you to watch, because the same people that are busy killing us are here snapping picture. The same special force. Make we see them. Okay, I think he go there better here. Just watch.
Ayar Allah tana cewa
Allah mai ba da rai ya tada jikuna su cikin daraja ya kuwa kai su cikin taron tsarkaka na sama. Allah ya yi musu jin ya kuwa gafarta musu zubansu. Yesu makiyayi mai kyau ya yi musu jagora zuwa gidansa.
You see, I'm 9 day for middle there. You see, I'm 9 day for center there now. There's snap picture. Special force agent. One of them they here now. There's snap picture.
Allah mu kuma ya kutashe su. Amin. Salama ta zama tare da tsarkaka duka.
It will sit you well again.
Ku tsarkaka na Allah zo ku tambaye su, zo ku karɓe su ko mala'ikun Allah.
You see now by the right there, by the right corner there, snapping picture, special force. You see special force. Now then go kill, now then go come snap picture to go prove say the thing we do confirmation. See him. You see special force. The same people where they kill everywhere. The same people where they kill is this thing is not a coincidence, it's not a mistake. They are everywhere killing our people. They are everywhere. They are killing us on daily basis. UN know they see them. They are so-called, they know they see them. Anyway, before we go on, because all this one Jara they be, will they enter inside the main program? So Mazi
Wait,
Shooks.
make it never be Jara. Make I just talk. Put a beg.
Okay, I'm gonna talk now.
Just 1 minute. Fellow Biafrans, I appreciate those of you that are, painstakingly listening to every of our broadcasts. I want you to know from the first video Mazi Go showed, you heard them. They said the army people were close to the Fulani that were committing the havoc, and they didn't bother themselves. And here you see, according to Mazi Go, special forces that are killing, and they're the one taking picture. You ask yourself, why is he taking picture? People are mourning, but he is the special force, a special force that's supposed to be like guiding Abi, for you to know that he's only interested in the dead body because they are the ones that did the killing, and he's just busy taking inventory of the bodies they massacred. You understand? So it's not a coincidence. It's not by chance that he's just taking pictures. He knows what he's doing. And my own concern now is that there are reverend fathers there. There are people that after crying and mourning, you are still going to see them in election campaigning for the next president, the next governor, the next chairman. And the killing cycle will continue. The point I want to make here is this. No matter how you try to, cry or do everything you're doing there because you are pained, as long as you continue to go into the election of these people, you will continue to mourn. You will continue to cry because the killing cycle will continue. The only thing that will end this your mourning is for you to disengage from this particular contraption, from this company called Nigeria. You have to disengage yourself from them completely because your mourning will continue if you don't. Because the same government that killed you are the same government you want to vote into power again. The same country that is killing you is the same country you want to sustain again. You reverend fathers that are praying, carrying holy ceremonial, whatever, over the dead, you will continue to come and pray over dead bodies if you do not sensitize your people that the best thing to do is to break away from that country that is killing them. What kind of prayer are you praying over the dead when you cannot, open up your eyes? Who is this one calling me? Open up your eyes to tell them that enough is enough. We cannot continue to have this country. We can't continue to have this country. Break away from that country so that this death will end. So that this mourning, so that the people will stop crying. That is my concern, because you see them with their cassock going up and down. Then tomorrow you still see them praying for politicians, praying for Obi, praying for Atiku. But in this case, some of them will see Obi as a holy man that will come and save them from this death. It's a lie, because tomorrow these same special forces, you will see them guiding Obi. These same special forces, you see them guiding Atiku. You see them guiding Tinubu. They are the ones guiding Tinubu. These same special forces that are there where you reverend fathers are praying. So for how long will you, is your God not opening your eyes? You reverend fathers praying for the dead bodies there. All our mothers and our sisters crying and weeping and mourning. Your eyes should be open to know that if you do not end that country now, this mourning cycle will continue. You will continue to cry. You are seeing how many dead bodies now. You will see even more dead bodies tomorrow. If you do not decide now that as they are going into this election, you will tell them that you have had enough. We will never go into this election with you. Because look at the dead bodies littered everywhere. It is the same government that you want to vote in. If you end them now, the dead bodies will end. You will no longer see the dead bodies anymore. All you need to do is end that contraction now. Thank you, Mas Hugo.
Ndewo. Mazi Kelechi, is your mic okay? Okay. Mazi Shooks, is your own mic okay?
Very okay.
Okay, I beg you, if you go fit use 3 minutes, talk about do small justice for this thing. Support Raf.
Thank you, my brother. The very video you just played, the first one and the second one. First of all, in the first one, that very first video is a video that that is something that every one of us know about, and I don't see why people should still be asking questions: who are these and who are they? What I saw in that first video was Nigerian military on duty. I didn't see any other person there. Is Nigerian military on duty? I don't know why people are still trying to differentiate Boko Haram from Nigerian military. They are the same people. They are just on duty. So why are people surprised? This is why they should all wake up and begin to do the needful. As Biafrans are preparing to get out of the zoo, every other indigenous tribe should answer the call of Danjuma. He made that call very clear that every region should go and protect themselves. I don't know why, see, when they see Nigerian military on duty, they are still surprised. It's high time we stop differentiating both of them. These are the same people. When you talk about Boko Haram, this is a Nigerian military on duty. They can mount their checkpoint at anywhere and do the operation, and nobody does anything. Look at people there shouting. They say, look at the uniform people. Which uniform people? Are they not the same people? They're just the same people, and they are on duty. When you see them on duty, why are you surprised? The only thing you have to do is to go back home and protect yourself. Defend your own land. And on the second video, when you see people sharing tears and crying and all that, that has been coming for a very long time. But this time we are now, it's not a time to cry. We have cried enough. We have shared tears enough. And everybody have to wake up. Don't wait until it happens. It comes to your domot before you begin to speak. You don't have to wait until it happens to you. Injustice against one is injustice against all. This thing has been coming for a very long time. First of all, happened in Southern Kaduna. Everybody pretended because it is Southern Kaduna. It is not my brother, nor my sister, nor my region. Who cares? It went further to other places, and they pretended they didn't hear it until when it got to this stage now. Everybody have to sit up. Whatever you are seeing today is something that has been coming for a very long time. And let everyone not be surprised. The people that we are fighting against is the terrorists, both in uniform and off uniform. Whenever you see them on duty, it is Nigerian military on duty. Wake up and defend your territory. This is the time. Thank you, my brother.
Ndewo. I don't know if, Sonny, I don't know if you still have anything you want to say concerning this. Kelechi, you are welcome. I see your network is just pushing you out and pushing you around. Your network.
Concerning this video, is just to connect the dots for Biafrans to understand that the special forces or special task forces or special forces or forces of death or forces of darkness, which they have given them one funny uniform to wear. This uniform is not found only in Ebonyi. It's not found only in Imo. It's not found only in Akwa Ibom. It's not found only in Calabar. It's not found only in Delta. It's not found only in Abia. Neither is it found only in Anambra or Enugu or in the Middle Belt or even in the north central or northeast or any other place. This is a calculated and a planned pattern of Boko Haram that they now give them uniform, that you now will not take them serious. Because you will only see them wearing this one, you say, oh, they're not even wearing army uniform. They're not even wearing police. They're not even wearing Navy. They're not even wearing Air Force. But these are the foot soldiers that have already been arranged. Your politicians are behind them. And we saw the Greek in the peak training some men, and all of them were also having the same uniforms. Now, Chinasa and DOS members and Ejiofor and all the devil that we have in IPOB, they are also working hand in hand with these people. Because if you are against ESN, if you are fighting against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ESN and the people of Biafra in one way or another, you are the enemy of Biafra. We also saw the video of ex-ESN member who was now commanding these forces of these special forces. Now, how did he get the contract? It is through Chinasa Nworu and DOS members and Ejiofor and all of them there. They set all these people up against of these 2023 no elections that we had already laid out the plans. If you can remember, when we started the campaign of no 2023 elections in Biafra land, the IGP of police came out and said they will do everything to make sure they clamp down on the Biafran agitators and anyone that says no election. The next thing was that Ohaneze came out to harness that message. The next thing was that the governors in the East came out to also harness that same message. So one question we should ask is, why is it that when we started seeing these special forces, we started seeing them in Biafra land first? We did not start seeing them in Southern Kaduna first. We started seeing them first in Biafra land. Oh my God. So Biafrans need to understand where and the duty of these special forces and why they are here. They are here to come and kill you, to destroy you, to make sure that 2023 elections goes on. And this is not only it. These ones here will be working, which you will not take serious, while the other ones in the bushes will be fighting ESN, and ESN will be giving to them woto. So all of you need to beef up the security and then come to the reality that it is only ESN and Biafra that has your security of lives and property. And if you endorse 2023, maybe before you even come to the endorsement of the 2023, if you presumably want to follow the madness, maybe your families and siblings will be laid down like this on the screen. The same way, this same special force will come and do the video coverage and photo and send to their masters to confirm that you are 6 feet and below. So wake up from your slumber, because we are not joking on no elections in Biafra land. We mean business, and we are not DOS members. They were massive.
Yeah, they were. Anyway, we go move on. I don't know, Paul. If you can take just 2 minutes and say something about this video, about this special force.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. All we are doing now is to keep warming the ears of our people, not to forget what is in front of them. All this picture you see there has been the plan they have together, because before I join program, I have my program, what people should be hearing. You hear the news, how it started. Like what I have today, when you see this place, this is Fulanization. This is the original. So all these pamphlets and everything, Ububago was created by Eastern governors, supported by Eastern leaders, and who elected Eastern leaders, who appointed them, the Fulanis appointed them to go and defend their interest in every province. Then, in Ebony State, Dave Umahi was there. What is he doing in that place? Killing his own people, videoing it like this. The way they created this special force. This special force are the Ebubago, which Dave Umahi created with the other Eastern governors. The terrorists we have in Nigeria are the governors and those people serving in the government, because they are defending the agenda of Usman Danfodio. The Fulanis for their own benefit, like Hope Uzodinma, like Soludo, like the one now, Labour Congress, Britain, which is the bigger master, appointed P2B to go and do the rest. Are you getting it? So, what is happening here is something we have to come and continue. I hope I'm coming out clear, my people. It's something we have to come and
clear, but your voice is not good. It's breaking.
Is it better now?
Maybe you refresh. Talk now.
Hello?
Talk. Just round up. Talk. Round up. Then you
Hello?
know what you want to do to yourself. Can you hear me? You cannot hear me.
Am I coming out or not?
Paul, yeah, we are listening to you. Just
go on,
round
we
up.
can hear you. We can hear you. Right on.
I think he's having some problem there. Anyway, we move. I don't know where we will start. Oh, okay. I'm coming, Daddy. Sonny, I beg, just hold this 1 minute for me. Let me come. Let me settle this lion.
Okay, make I hold this thing. Waiting I go hold, sir. You don't give me anything, make I hold. True survivor, they say make I hold something. You don't give me anything, make I hold. I say that waiting I go hold for you. You don't give me anything, make I hold. You say make I hold something. Mazi Chooks, please, I beg. In your own view and in your own way of making Biafrans to understand something about the appearance of the special forces, where they are burying the people that the same special forces massacred. Explain something to Biafrans, please.
My brother, when it comes to this issue of this special forces, it's something that every Biafran have to pay attention. I thank Chukwu that thing have been revealed, and all this while they've been acting undercover and people seem not to be seeing them. That is one of the most important job that the autopiloted IPOB is doing. The autopilot IPOB is always doing their best to make sure that every hidden enemy is unmasked. Every hidden enemy is unmasked. And today, if you are a Biafran and you are still standing on the fence, or you say you don't know where to follow, you don't know your left and right, I'm sorry. There is no single enemy of Biafra or enemy of our freedom that is hidden today. They have all been unmasked. And when it comes to this special force, they have been there for a very long time, but people were not paying attention. We were not paying attention. Not until they were being unmasked. And you see their footprint everywhere they go. You see their footprint, and these people, when you see them, it is just the when I try to categorize like that, I just put all of them as terrorists. These are a bunch of terrorists, both the military or the special force. This combination of the terrorists, they only group them in different sections to do one dirty job or the other. They see sometimes when the military come to begin to commit their evil in open places, people might begin to ask questions, people might begin to interrupt. Then they will use the special forces. The areas that the terrorists cannot penetrate, they use the military to penetrate. Look at where people are mourning their dead and all that. Somebody wearing a special force come there to pretend to be a mourner, pretend to be part of them, and he's doing the dirty job. And that is why this special force is much more dangerous than any other thing I think about. It's much more dangerous. I call them the enemy at home. Because among them, we have people who speak our dialects. We have our brothers, our uncles, who are among them, working among the special force, pretending not to know what they're doing. That is why when I was doing program today, I asked people, each time you hear, there are some kinds of word you hear in Nigeria, but people never ask questions to ask the true meaning of that word before ever they gamble into it. When they brought the late Muhammad Buhari, he was introduced with the mantle of change. Everybody flew up. They said, change, 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 change. They didn't ask a question. What kind of change are you bringing? They didn't know it was from top to bottom until it began to happen. Today, they have introduced another one, obedient. And nobody is asking question, obedient to who? Is it obedient to the caliphate? Obedient to the Geological Republic? Obedient to Peter Obi? Obedient to your own tribe? Obedient to your religion? Obedient to who? Nobody's asking that question. But in their blindness, Chukwu Okike Abiyama have exposed the obedient of Peter Obi. Obedient to who? You see him writing it boldly on his shirt. Obedient to the caliphate. And they pretend not to see. Today you hear special force. And when you hear special force, people don't pay attention. We have seen them committing all manner of crimes in different places. They have seen that mainly the Biafra land have protested, the Southeast mainly have protested about the Bubago. And the Bubago is no longer invoked. Today, it is the special force. They are given open hand, open check to kill, to maim, and to destroy. And the most dangerous of it is that they are people within us, people among us, people who we eat together with. Look at him standing there taking picture, and nobody confronts him.
We can see how special the
we
enemy
have to
are.
pay
Very, very
attention to
special.
the enemy at home.
No, like answers.
Very
Like
special.
SARS, nobody hear about SARS again. Nobody hear about SARS about again. Now it's special force.
Okay, my brother, finish your submission, Mazi. Are you
Yeah,
through?
I've concluded.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm through.
Okay, thank you. This special force, I want make una know. Una then say, so I don't know whether na Ralph say they go soon become Obi go carry them. Listen, they are there, but people are not seeing them. If not that somebody noticed them in Jagaban campaign, we for no see them. If not that somebody tweeted me and said, this video you tweeted, I noticed that also this special force is in this one, snapping picture where they are burying people. They are everywhere. Now when you see them, I have also come to notice that one where the chant wayo whether they shoot people house, they burn houses. Now it be the same man where they inside bush, they shout wah, how don't you wayo, chochote. Now if they shout wayo, wucha wucha, wucha wucha. Now the same person, the same person. You are saying about SARS, you know, hear SARS again. They are the same people. The same person can wear army uniform today, can wear police, can wear navy, can wear Kotema, can wear special force. The same person. You hear how many terrorists when they release, they give them presidential pardon, amnesty. They don't go house. Where are they? Have we asked ourselves, all these terrorists, when they release, where are they? Waiting that they work. If they don't repent, when they do documentary, show us where they repent, waiting that they work. Now, there is a video I saw. I beg, I go want make you see this clip. Because when I see this clip, the thing touch me. Make you look at the clip.
Man, what are you doing?
I don't do anything. I don't have a job.
You don't have a job.
No.
That's why you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't have a
All right, my friend. Can you do a favor?
What?
Come with me.
Okay, I'm coming.
Just a second. All right. Come on, take a seat, my friend. What's your name, buddy?
My name is King Victor Favor.
Vita Favor.
Yeah.
So, my name is Daniel.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, bro. So, and how much money you make with that?
A day, maybe I can make 6 euro, 7 euro. I've been doing this since 4 years now, since 2016.
Since 4 years, you collect bottles to survive in Germany.
Yeah, because I based in Italy before. There's no job. That's why I leave Italy to come and look for a job here. Yeah, there's no job for 4 years, 2016 till now. There's no job. I don't have a job.
Oh man.
I only do this thing to survive myself, to buy clothes, to call my family. That's what I'm doing.
So, and your children are where?
Italy.
Oh, when do you see them the last time?
Since 2016.
No, you don't see your kids.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Such a long time.
Yeah, there's no document, no money to go there. It's a problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Since 2016, I don't see my children.
This is really sad, man. And it's not allowed for you to work
They don't
a
give
proper
me
job?
No, I give them a contract 4 times. They don't give me a job. I decide to do all this thing because I don't want to stay idle in the house, sleeping on the time. I will be thinking too much.
So where you live? There's an apartment, or you live with people together?
We stay in the container. We live together.
Ah.
Yeah, as asylum.
So it's in Flüchtlingslager, yeah? And now we have like 6 o'clock in the morning. So when do you wake up? Why you choose this time?
Oh, I wake up 3 o'clock.
You wake up 3 o'clock?
Every day. Because if I don't come out fast, I cannot get anything. Yes, that's what I'm doing since 4 years. I'm not happy to do this because there's nothing I can do.
So what did you do in Nigeria? What is your job? What did you learn?
Before I work in Italy, I work in the court.
I
translate Italy to English.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Great.
Yeah. From there, I do another job again. I dress people in the cemetery. If somebody died, I dress them up.
If somebody died, you dress them up. Wow. Wow.
I dress them up.
What is your wish for the future? What do you dream of?
I dream of to work.
To have a normal job?
Yes. For me to take care of myself, take care of my family, buy clothes. I don't want to go and beg somebody give me food to steal or something like that.
Yeah, normally a lot of people get criminal at that time.
Yeah, it's not good.
You want to go back first to Italy and then back to Nigeria, or you want to stay in?
Well, the message we don't hear them. Now, one of our brother be this. He dey Europe. Obodo Oyibo, where they plug money. Wetin make am come Europe at the first place? Why he come Europe? Probably na clandestine for Italy, na asylum he come for Italy. From Italy, move to Germany. Now, from water income, you go imagine the suffer. I don't know, but from wetin I dey see for social media and news, and dey hear from people that pass through water. If they tell you their ordeal, this is Nigeria for you. You can imagine somebody leaving Nigeria coming to Europe to feed in dustbin, to feed from dustbin. You leave Nigeria, come to Europe to feed from dustbin. And if you ask him to go back to Nigeria, he will tell you no. Better I feed from dustbin than going back to Nigeria. This is the country people are clamoring for president to come and to rule over them. Mazi Sonny, abeg, just two minutes, make we do justice to this one before we go on.
Abeg, give mic to another person first. I will come back.
Okay. Mazeraf, can you do anything? No, if you are not okay to talk, no problem. Don't disturb yourself.
No, let me just add a little, to that video because it's yeah, it's something that I can relate with as I'm here in Italy. You know, the truth is that, you see, this condition that that brother is going through in Germany, you know, he had a worse situation in Italy. That's why he found his way to Germany to see if he can find a better thing. You understand? So you cannot imagine what people have reduced themselves to just because they don't, you know, because of what they are going through in Africa, in Nigeria. And if you tell him now that you want to take him back to Nigeria, to even offer him a job in Nigeria, to offer him a job, he would prefer to remain, to continue to feed from that particular situation than to be working. Even if you offer him a job in a very good restaurant, even if you offer him a job in a good supermarket in Nigeria, he would prefer to be in Germany like that. Because in that situation in Germany, he is safe. Nobody harass him. At least when he finished there, he will go back into his container. And with time, you can see that hope has even come for him now. A brother has seen him.
Container, now for container na container in the sleep for cold.
Now they
You
sleep.
sleep
I know, that's what I'm saying.
when you hear container, it's real container,
Real
iron.
container.
You go sleep inside that iron. Blood will go full. I'm like,
and the condition is better for him than Nigeria. So when we are talking about ending Nigeria, the reason why Brother Hugo brought this particular video is for you to understand that the situation that people have decided to settle for instead of being in Nigeria. This brother went through the terror of the Mediterranean Sea. This brother went through the terror of the Sahara Desert just to escape this massacre going on in Nigeria. Let me tell you, fellow Biafrans and the indigenous people in that contraption, you need to make every effort to end that contraption, end that Nigeria this year. Because what you are seeing now is a rehearsal. What you see presently in Nigeria is rehearsal compared to what is coming. I am telling you, people will be wailing in their streets. People will be crying from house to house, from rooftop to rooftop. People will be wailing and crying.
They were up.
These Fulani have under their sleeves. They will not stop until they eliminate every one of you and take your land. They will not stop. And they are, because Uthman Danfodio have told them that the only way they can have their land and the blessings of their God, their monstrous blood-sucking demon God, is when they kill every one of you. You can see there's a video making rounds now in social media where they were having their meeting while you are all campaigning. They're having their meeting to tell you that Muslim ticket is a blessing from their God, because the only way they can succeed is to have a Muslim, that they don't care about infrastructure. All they care about is to establish Islam, Islamic nation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Paul.
Yeah.
I beg, just use 2 minutes, I beg. Because we get so many things to talk about. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah,
thank you. If you want to say anything about that boy, about his situation.
Yeah, the thing we have to talk about the guy is this. The worst part of it is that when you go and ask that boy now some question, he will end up telling you, God bless Nigeria. May Nigeria get better. That is the worst part of it. The same thing you see some of our IPOB members ended up giving support to Fulani. Yeah, that is P2B. Upon all the suffering that guy is suffering, and many of them, because they showed his own now. That's why they are talking about it. This guy is far better than many people in Europe. This person now you see, he is better than many people in Europe. At least he can summon courage and go to dustbin and eat. A lot of people are crazy. But when you ask them, they will say, when will Nigeria get better? So Nigeria can never get better. It will always get worse. The only thing that makes us to be doing what we are doing is to deliver these messages like those angels did it in Israel. There's no other way out than destroy the Nigeria. We see the interview of Carolina Lang. That is Yoruba man told him everything she should know. But they keep on supporting the evil. One thing is that those people who is supporting people be like that guy who presented the case to Lang didn't know that Britain never even wants Nigeria to be good. They want it to be worse than the way it is. They want it to be like the life of this guy they showed here. That is what I can say in that area, and we march forward. We are heading to destroy Nigeria because the pamphlet of Fulani and the pamphlet of Biafra has been written. So it is time that everybody will call upon his own God.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mazi Shooks. Somebody says,
thank you, my brother.
Somebody say we know the agreement choose to talk. I don't know whether it's just the copy and be they here before. I beg you go on.
I'll be talking to him.
Now,
Maybe the person is just coming.
Sweet now. I believe say na woman. Choose to don't marry you. Make it they look out for face.
My brother, you see, on this very issue we are talking about, when we see that boy, the guy that was just being shown now, I see a different message here. When I saw that man that is presenting that message, I would direct that message to the West. You know, these Western people, they pretend not to know what is happening in Nigeria. For all of us, we know what Nigeria is all about. We know what Nigeria is and why we want to get out of it. His message is for his own brothers in the West, because they pretend not to know why we are asking out of the zoo. When we say we want self-determination, they pretend not to hear it. Every single one of them, none of them is exempted. All the Western countries, they pretend not to hear it. Because they are part of the United Nations. They are the part of every organization you see in that same contraption that is committing these crimes. So that man was just showing to his people what Nigeria looks like. For us, we know what it is. Every single one of us know what Nigeria looks like. There was one video I saw a very long time ago. Someone that was arrested in the airport. In Europe also, arrested in the airport. Instead of deporting him, this guy jumped from that place and committed suicide. A very healthy man. Very healthy. Just that he was captured in the airport, as he arrived in the arrival, they wanted to deport him. He was dragged and he don't want to go back. They thought it was a joke. The guy jumped out and died inside the airport. You see, these people, they pretend not to know why we are asking out. There is no shortcut or solution to the problem of Nigeria except disintegration. When you disintegrate this country, there will be a foundation. Every region will lay a fresh foundation that will allow them to strive. That will give them the opportunity to attain any height they want to attain. But as it stands today, election will never be a solution to the problem of Nigeria, and they know it. Why are they pretending? The message is to them, not for us. And for us, we have taken our destiny into our hand and we are going out. For those of them who pretend not to see, they should go and ask that boy. They should watch that script again. At least a Westerner like themselves have seen what Nigeria looks like. Even somebody who have succeeded in getting to Europe, give him an option to go to Nigeria. Going to Nigeria is never an option for anybody, because he knows in Europe, it doesn't matter how he suffers. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There's opportunity for him. Opportunity can come at any time. But in the zoo, from the day you were born to the day you leave the earth, as long as you're in that zoo, it's either you choose to be fraudulent or you continue to suffer. Biafrans, we have to wake up. The only alternative remains disintegration and not election. Thank you, my brother.
They were just like we are saying. I was in a room. I was in Rome, in Civitavecchia, one island, very beautiful island. I met a Nigerian, and he's in prison. This guy was sentenced for 16 years, and he has spent about 4 years. And they were giving him the option to sign. They gave him document, sign, make you go back to your country. The boy say he know the sign, he know the go. They go carry Nigeria interpreter come from outside, make he come explain to am, make you understand the well.
Maybe you don't understand.
Na freedom, na freedom. Oh, the boy say no. He say he better make he live inside prison, die inside prison, than to go back to Nigeria. You see, when we are calling for freedom, people don't understand. They don't understand. Odiogu. Now that one carry us come here. The same thing now. All of them they go for one place, and the one place now we dey now. Now, why these people seeing all this evil, abomination, special force killing us, giving us mass burial, snapping us picture, videoing us, campaigning, being the special force in campaign ground, in the campaign grounds of P2B, Tinubu, Atiku, Showore, all of them that are campaigning, all of them that are politicians, they are all being accompanied by the same special force. I don't care whether they change uniform. You see, as we are now hammering on this special force, very soon, you no go see them again. You go see one another one. They go come out. Be watchful. So now this small devil come give his pledge, say he go support them. Make you hear wetin she talk. The small devil wey no get license.
For coming to sign the condolence book for Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. That's when we last met. So this is the final probably meeting I'm having with the key political parties. So I've been meeting all the presidential candidates and all the party chairmen. So it's very helpful to me to be able to hear directly from you, and I'll ask you a few questions in a minute. But the basic points to make in this introduction is that obviously the UK doesn't have a vote in this election. What we want to see, along with our colleagues in the international community, is a credible, safe, peaceful election where the people of Nigeria are free to choose who they want to represent them at presidential level, at the various governor levels, and so on. So that's our stake in this. And the reason it does matter to the UK is because of the importance of the partnership. The UK and Nigeria obviously have a long, deep history. Whatever ups and downs, we're bound together almost.
Anyway.
Want to see, along with our colleagues in the international community, is a credible, safe, peaceful election.
Now, all they want for Nigeria, credible, fair, peaceful. Election. Make I leave you, because if I let you talk now, you go kill this woman here. Make I leave you. Okay, just talk. I think say Sonny one enter. Oh yeah, just Ralph, but now 3 minutes you go take. Just 3 minutes. If you kill him, you go prison.
How does this woman shamelessly come gallivanting with political parties, you know, in Nigeria, and you are a British representative. Now, Britain is supposedly a law-abiding country, isn't it? And there in Nigeria, where you are seated, you, this moron, you, Catronina Liange, or whatever your name is, goes by, your citizen, your own citizen, was kidnapped by this same country. This same country kidnapped your citizen, and that your citizen is there languishing in their detention, and their own court system have set him free, and they refuse to allow him go. Evidently, the whole world is watching, and you are shamelessly gallivanting and saying that you have partnership with crime, partnership with evil. Are you not satanic? Are you not just evil? Are you not bloodthirsty and wicked? How can you shamelessly come on TV and say that you want a peaceful election because you have partnership? It shows how evil you are. It shows how satanic you are. With all the whole killings going on, with all the Fulani massacre, with dead bodies littered everywhere, you are partnering with this evil. What kind of a world are we even living in, for goodness sake? Could you do why beginning here? Why beginning here? Can you put that there? Nas na ini na ga put na put us no abu na ga in one day. If all of us want to die one day, can we not just come out and call an end to this nonsense? Mazu go is in our one, because that is what kind of rubbish is this, for goodness sake?
Our name is
Sonny, the woman say there, Britain, who they open mic there, who they open she want credible election, peaceful election, best election, beautiful election, her next election, the number one election in the whole world. That is why she is here today, talking to you, Sonny. So all their desire for you na beautiful election. Oya, carry go.
When Mazenam Kanu was kidnapped, they called this very moron that you have her in the studio here now. Was it on Arise TV? What does UK has to do, and in her office as the ambassador, to the release of their citizens? And she responded that it's not a priority. It's not an important issue now, that she came there to address something else that has to do with whether one summit or one meeting that they had. That the issue of the UK citizen with passport or no passport, or kidnap or no kidnap, is not important for now. You see, the life of Biafrans, the life of 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100 Nigerians that have been killed is not important to the UK ambassador. The massacre that is ongoing in Southern Kaduna is not anything important to the UK ambassador or their government. That is why, while they are still massacring and cutting you all to pieces, packing your dead bodies, they are inviting all the presidential aspirants to come to Chatham House. Let all of them come and tell them how they will make sure the hegemonic tendency and the slavery continue, so that they can support them and give them another tactics of how they will set up another task forces that will be used to kill you all in your villages and along your road as you're traveling from one state to another or one region to another simultaneously. How many people have been killed in 2021? Even as there is no proper statistics in one Nigeria. Beacon Group of companies came up with statistics of 10,000 and something to have been killed in the hands of Boko Haram. Then in 2022, from January to, was it June or July or August, another number of 7,000 and something was calculated to have been recorded. And then when you brought down the statistics, you saw that in each day, about 14 persons were killed in 2021, each day. Then in 2022, first 7 months, you now saw that the number of 14 persons being killed in each day had increased by 6. You now had a 20. Now, that was in the first 7 months of 2022. And as we speak now, with the recent killings that have happened in the past few months now, before the end of 2022, you have not heard of the security statistics yet. Now, the kidnap of people, the massacre of children, the women, the way they use knife to cut women into two, and then remove the baby, and then take the baby to go and give one allergy for them to use it for sacrifice. It is not something important to Katunanyang, Katunanwang, Katunangbem, Chicken Chang. It is not something important to the UK Parliament. That is why you don't need to wait for them. You don't need to ask them to come to your aid anymore. After all, they were the masterminders and the main people that foresaw and supervised and headed and then supplied all the weapons to Biafrans to be killed and massacred in their numbers in the 60s to the 70s. And even when EU and Russia came to the realization that they were carrying out a genocide, they pulled out their hands, but UK made sure they stood and then took it to the letter. And the records are there. That is why in your very before, as they are cutting you to pieces and Obi is rejecting his own identity and claiming that he is a Fulani man, identifying with Fulani jacket that is given to him, they are still cutting you to pieces, and they are going to Chatham House in UK to go and give them a template of how they are going to make sure this contraption continues and the killings continues. It is the election that is more important to your lives. United Nations have carried out investigative journalism to come back and show you what people are going through in IDP camps. How many people have been killed for the past 1 or 2 or 3 years? And the number is so cumbersome. It has not been convincing enough for United Nations or UK or EU or NATO or OAU to come up and then do something about one Nigeria. They cannot sanction the governors and the senators and the leaders of the day. They cannot arrest any of them. After all, they are having meetings every day over the killings of people. But they can come to arrest anybody over the fraudulent election when you want to truncate it. Because this helps their contraption to continue. This helps their business to continue. This will not stop their business, because anything that wants to stop the election is curtailing the business of UK. Shell, because of the bloods of the innocent people, while their own eyes are fixated on oil and gas. I can stop and here first.
They will. Okay, wait. Make una see. Party plenty here. Party plenty. Listen again.
Where the people of Nigeria are free to choose who they want to represent them at presidential level, at the various governor levels, and so on. So that's our stake in this. And the reason it does matter to the UK is because of the importance of the partnership. The UK and Nigeria obviously have a long, deep history. Whatever ups and downs, we're bound together, almost as one people. And this election...
UK and Nigeria, they're very... You see, when they talk this one, UK and Nigeria, they're very good. They've been long together. It is sweet and for body. Okamusu. Anyway, Maze Paul, Ongwa, carry go from here.
Hey, I think we have come to the ball is on our
Paul, Maze Paul, you get 3 minutes, so I beg, because many narration there.
Listen, there is where do we start from here? Let me start from partnership. On what a partnership are they talking about? That is the question. You know, there is what they call a British diplomatic partnership. You know, the partnership I want to ask Carolina Lang, is it this partnership? I send you this thing 247. So
Paul, Biko, Ekokolaka, our shine lady, whether you will, our Carolina. I have Catriona,
Catherine
Ekokolaka, our own Caro, whether you will.
So I ask, what a partnership is Catherine Ling? A partnership of promoting Boko Haram as a Boko Haram in this picture I showed here. They said that the British has taught them how to bring back the war to the infidels. Is it the partnership they are in good form with Nigeria? Or is it the partnership of Uruga? Is it the partnership of killing everybody and send them underground? Or is it the partnership which Caroline Ling said that every graduate area from master degree, PhD holder has the right to ask for visa to come and work in England because they are sharing partnership because Britain and Nigeria are in good form. Human slavery, educative human slavery. All the people that graduated in Nigeria can relocate to Britain and they work. Or they went to America to work. Philip Lemagwale, the man that produced the first very universe. This is the same partnership the land is talking about. So I have not really understand 247. What partnership is she referring to? Because the partnership we know the Britain are partnering with Nigeria is to force Nigerian people to pass through Sahara Desert, cross Morocco, and they die on top of Atlantic Ocean. Which partnership is he bringing? Is it partnership of being at Adoro in all camp of Europe? Is it partnership of eating in the dustbin? Which partnership is she really referring to? We want to really know because you give me only 3 minutes because I want to ask you back. Tell me the partnership Caroline Ling want to bring to Nigeria, please. Thank you.
Partnership plenty. There are partnership in special force. There are partnership in recruiting Boko Haram. There are partnership in Northern Warriors. There are partnership in wipe away Biafra and let Fulani take over so that the relationship go come dey sweet, make with the romance. That if you begin the count there, you no go finish. You know they finish. We have been long in partner. You see where you talk that one is sweet and different.
Before I forget, this thing I will copy this thing in YouTube. Then we will let the people know how to do this partnership because this partnership is going far. Yes.
Wait, make I play the video again for Mazi, make you see.
Really matters. So, for example, recently I know the president was in the US for the Africa Leaders Summit. It was noted there, and it's noted by our senior politicians, including our Prime Minister, that the election in Nigeria, the eyes of the world will be on it, because you're the largest democracy in Africa, and you're a country that's been stuck with it since 1999, and each election has seemed to us to get a little bit better. It's not been without challenges and setbacks, but the general direction of travel has been exactly in the right one for strengthening Nigeria's democracy and representation. And this is in a region where, unfortunately, there has been quite a lot of backsliding on democracy, or in quite an unstable region with coups and presidents who've been clinging on to power for longer than they should. So Nigeria is to be commended, I think, for its democratic journey. And as I said, it matters. Well done. So it matters to the region, and it matters to the world. Nigeria is a very important partner for us. And a stable, democratic Nigeria where people feel their vote reflects their preferences doesn't mean they get the candidate they want, but it means that, as a whole, Nigeria has elected what the people as a whole want. It means that Nigeria hopefully will be able to progress in its numerous challenges on security front, on the economic front, and so on. Whoever inherits the presidential ticket will inherit quite a number of challenges. But we, the international community, want to be with you step by step, particularly the UK. So hopefully that just gives you a sense of...
They are clapping.
Okay. He do well now. Why they no go clap?
They are clapping in front of a white woman.
To be in partnership with this woman, it no dey easy.
They are clapping in front of a white woman.
I don't know the question why I go ask you again. This I don't know whether na partnership, I've been a democracy, I've been a democracy, I don't know. Since 1979 that the democracy has been existing. And every day the democracy is getting better. But if you ask me, I go tell you, say, when I small, the kind of democracy, even Idi Agbo army regime better pass this democracy where we dey into now. Babangida, anyway, Mazi Shusungba, carry the mic.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother. You see, when I listen to that woman, I'm not surprised. And we shouldn't be surprised about what she did. She is protecting her business. Some of us tend to forget. Each time you mention Nigeria, you should always remember that that is a British company. And she is there to protect their company. The only thing you have to have at the back of your mind is when you watch that video, you see a reason why you must fight to get out of the zoo. You see a reason why you must extract yourself from that name. Each time you hear Nigeria, you fight harder. But from everything she is protecting her business. That is why she's in Nigeria, to protect that British company, which is Nigeria. And when you listen to her, you begin to understand why people say that no African country has independence. You see Africans, they come and talk about it. No African country, not even one, has independence. They are still under the control of the West, under the control of the colonial master. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria is still fully under the control of the British. That is why it is only the Biafrans, the autopiloted group, they are the ones that are fighting for a genuine independence of the people. And if you are an indigenous person in Nigeria, you should fight along for your independence. No single one of us is independent. Everything you see her doing there is protecting her own interest. Nigeria, she's just telling you that Nigeria is their company and they must protect it. And by the way, why won't she support the election? Why won't she support the election? Have you forgotten that the election fraud you are seeing in Nigeria, it was the British that introduced it? The very first election that was conducted in Nigeria, even before independence, they rigged it. The British rigged it against the indigenous people. So why would she support? She is just promoting the agenda, and she has to support the election. Election wanted, even an INEC official have come on their national television to confess that. To confess that it is the British that is engineering every fraud you are seeing in election. They started it. When we are talking about the faulty foundation of Nigeria, it is the British. They laid that faulty foundation, and they are trying everything they can to keep that foundation going. That faulty and fraudulent foundation. Every statistic you see people be parading today, they will talk about statistics. They are all false. When they make you to believe that the northern people have more population than the south, it is a false. It is lie. They gave that number. When they draw the map, they draw and make your own area look very small and tiny. It is all fraud. And they are trying everything possible to keep that fraud going. They are not relenting. So each time any Biafran watch these people speak, you should touch your brain and know that this is the reason why you fight to get out, because you are not independent. You are not. Every indigenous person. You see, sometimes when people look, they think it's about the Biafrans alone. I used to tell people that it is only the Biafrans that have developed the thick skin to overcome every situation. It is not just about the Biafran. Every indigenous tribe should wake up. Wake up and fight for your independence. As for Biafrans, we are good to go. We are almost at the door, heading out. Whatever you see them parading, whatever drama they are acting, whatever movie they are playing, we are not surprised about that, because that has been their foundation. When you see that woman speak, she is only protecting her company, which is what a company owner should do. It is left for you, who know that you have your own nation and you deserve to have your own nation, that an outsider cannot come and begin to share something that is in your own home and begin to give you a little out of it. It is you that will wake up and fight for yourself. It is becoming very, very clear for all of us that it is our freedom and our fate is in our hands. Don't wait for anybody to fight for you. Don't wait for anybody anywhere. Their citizen has been incarcerated. Even after granting him bail, they never talk about it. They don't talk about it. Yet you see people begin to speak about justice and equity, trying to build a country where everybody will be accommodated. They talk about it, but yet they are protecting that fraudulent entity, that evil foundation they laid. They are still making sure that that foundation stands and continue to stand. Are we going to follow them? Should we allow it to continue? Of course, the Biafrans will never allow it. That is why we are doing what we are doing today. The Biafrans have already gone. We are already on the step. We are already at the door, moving out. We are already at the door, moving out, and we have to continue on that speed. That's why I tell people, every single day as a Biafran, try and pay attention to their conventional media and social media. When you pay attention to the conventional media and social media, you will see reasons why you must fight with the last drop of your blood to get out of the soup. You will see how enslaved you and your generation are. You will see how you, that is a king, is eating from the food of a slave. And your anger and desire for freedom will increase. Every single thing you see this woman do here, whatever she's saying, don't be surprised. You don't have to be surprised. This is what they stand for. They laid the foundation from day one. They laid the foundation. It is our duty today to take ourselves away from this captivity. Nobody can do it for you except you and I. Thank you, my brother.
There were my brother. There were. Okay, now we are still going to be listening.
Sadly, we've seen over the last 4 years. So on that issue, the key will be to ensure it doesn't prevent people actually getting to polling stations and voting. Okay. And that will be quite a challenge for the security forces and the police, because they'll need to think where to deploy. Because it's one thing managing security for an off-cycle gubernatorial election, and the recent ones have been pretty peaceful actually. So it's a good signal, but it's obviously much harder when it's nationwide across the country, and that will be some tough decisions for the police and so on. Secondly, there's the
Firstly, she's now telling you that she don't put the plans already. That police should do everything to make sure this election happen very well. Nothing stop them. Nothing stop this election. Oh, if they want to recruit more police, make they recruit. Anything do. Go carry people from Sahel, concern them, but keep this election safe. Master Paul, okay, no, make you listen to the thing finish, because we'll get another video.
The sort of insecurity violence around on the actual day of the election. And with the electronic transmission of votes, where it's much harder to interfere with the vote once it's gone through. So I do think we need to be live to different kinds of tactics and techniques, and you've mentioned some of them. The one we've seen also in other countries actually, sort of like stop people coming out at all, sort of intimidate them to not leave their home. So I think, again, the security forces will need to think smartly about how they anticipate and manage those kind of. So, for example, in an area where it's very close, for example, rather than deploying your security forces where, you know, it's very clear which candidate's going to win, if gubernatorial, you know, worry about where the tensions are and deploy. So that would be my thoughts there. And then I think the third bit of the thing, insecurity violence to worry about, is you've mentioned yourselves, is violence post-election, if the elections are not seen to be credible. And so I've mentioned that in my closing remarks, how important it will be to signal to, as political leaders, to your people, assuming the election is credible, we have to accept the results. So I'm anticipating that. In terms, finally, of what we do, as I've mentioned before, we'll be on the ground monitoring ourselves as part of the international community, so eyes on. We've got the visa lever, and that will apply. That's not designed to be used against any individual political party. It's generically against individuals. You could be, you know, individuals who have just been paid thugs, or it could be very senior people in parties, or agents of the political, you know, police, whatever themselves. So we're looking out for incitement of violence and actual violence, and as I say, it's a signal at this stage to prevent it by signaling that the visa regime can be used. So that's how we will play our part, hopefully, in trying to ensure the elections are secure on the day. Thank you so much.
Okay, Maazị Paul ngwa kụdịala ihe ahụ ị chọrọ ikwu.
I don't really like beating around the bush. I don't like playing hanky-panky in my life, you know. How long do we play around the bush every minute of the day? How long do we do this? Listen, if somebody like Nnamdi Kanu is not leading this struggle, maybe I will not even spend my time. Another thing, if Simon Ekpa did not put stop to all these gallivants, then you know that what we are doing, we just hand ourselves over or just leave Fulanese, let them just take that place. One thing, our people in Europe, all these people living in Europe that is not speaking direct, sending the real truth to their family down home, are the people causing all this rubbish. You see, this woman cannot do this kind of address in Europe. She cannot deliver this kind of message here in Europe. This message she delivered here is against the law. Are you understand? Listen, in Spanish politics, you know about Podemos. Spanish, there was a time the government has corruption, just like in Nigeria. This assistant president, this vice president now, they formed Podemos to wipe away all those criminals. They wipe away all these criminals. Which is maybe a home. They wipe away all these criminals. This is the reason why Simon Ekpa tell you are fighting for your rights. We don't go on listening to these people. At the end of this video we are playing here now, you will see when this Yoruba man is telling the woman all the atrocity going on in Nigeria. But the best thing is that the man later told her everything, that whenever the election comes, let me ask you that is in Nigeria, are you going to use your head to sacrifice to keep Nigeria, or are you going to stay at your home to let the Biafra enter? This is just so simple, because look at the environment where this woman is telling you that they are trying to practice credible election. What credible election are you trying to practice when you mobilize Boko Haram to come and take the protect your interest? Boko Haram has come to protect your interest. You gave them bullet and gun to take our oil. You are telling me about interest. Something, that statement, this woman will not make this statement in Europe. I'm telling you. So, I don't know if another person has something to say, continue.
Do anybody still want to talk on this woman? Because as she say, they vex everybody. I want make it vex you, con. Now wetin I want, because if the thing no vex you, no go do anything. Now when you vex, you go fit take action. That's why we they bring all these things. Don't worry, the one where you go see now, that one go boy you, no be vex you. You go boy you. You go understand. So now, I want us to know all these things. Finally, we go show una, we go show everybody where they want make we land, where they want make we end. Now, make we listen to this one. This is people in IDP camp. IDP camp. I will show you another IDP camp. Then you go contrast and they compare, or contrast and the waiting. I don't know as they talk that the
Compare and
grammar again.
contrast.
Compare and contrast. You go
Yeah,
compare.
the interest Caroline is trying to bring. This is the exactly interest. Yeah?
So,
the interest with Nigeria.
Exactly, Naimchi they do nothing more, nothing less. So make we see the one wey go annoy us past the one wey we don't see.
Idris Halilu was nearly killed by members of Boko Haram. They attacked his village and burned it down. Idris managed to escape, but along with others there, his wife and 2 daughters were both killed. Today, he's writing to people and agencies he hopes can help people like him now living in these camps for displaced people.
The fact is I have to take up this responsibility since the government is not doing much to provide for us. It wasn't ever our choice to be here, but I'm fulfilled putting smiles on people's faces here. It's not easy.
The United Nations says attacks by Boko Haram in Nigeria's northeast have killed more than 20,000 people and displaced over 2.4 million. Many of those referred to as internally displaced persons.
I believe everybody they see na IDP
The
camp.
interest, my brother, the interest of Caroline and Britain, the interest they have with Nigeria, the interest they want to protect. This is it.
Bam. So now be this is IDP camp where they want make everybody enter. This is the place. Make una watch, because I will still show you another type of IDP camp. Now you will understand the difference between northern soldiers, northern warriors, and the you. You go understand. So watch this IDP camp first. We are coming. Listen and just watch the environment. Even if you don't want to listen to waiting the talk, watch the environment. Watch the lifestyle in the camp. We are coming.
Or IDPs have found their way to makeshift camps
the
across the
houses?
country. But
You see the houses, their duplexes and the bungalows and the mansions and the castles. You see, people, this is their house. Cement no dey inside. They no plaster anywhere. Now the same sand wey you see for ground there, na dey inside the house, and you can see the kind of marble wey they take build the house. I believe say na marble be that one, because you know say this grammar the forehand sometimes na the greatest marble wey they polish well. You see am, na be the thing for IDP camp.
there's often not enough food, no adequate shelter and healthcare. Idris wants to change that, and people here now call him Baba IDP for his efforts.
Whenever we are sick, whenever there's an emergency, we rush to Baba, and he's always willing to help us. We cannot thank him enough.
I lost 3 pregnancies in this camp. Now I'm 5 months pregnant again, but Baba has taken it upon himself to take me to hospital to ensure I don't lose this one.
This is what a typical camp for internally displaced persons look like in the northern part of Nigeria. Many people have been traumatized by Boko Haram's attacks and are mourning those who've been killed. And now life revolves around a daily quest to survive in conditions they say are inadequate. Idris says he wants to continue helping such people, but they also need help from the government so they can recover from their experiences and re-enter society.
Let there be this concentration on empowering the IDPs so that they can be able to be productive, they can be able to be not, rather than being liabilities to the society when our area is cleared, we can be an asset.
Until then, the future of many of these people may lie in the hands of those like Baba IDP. Phil Ihaza, TRT World, Abuja, Nigeria.
You get wetin sweet me where the man talk. Listen again. Until then, listen, make we listen.
Phil Ihaza, TRT World, Abuja,
No.
Nigeria. Bills like Baba IDP. Until then, the future of many of these people may lie in the hands of those like Baba IDP.
Beautiful. This is IDP camp where they build for the people. This IDP camp will wash now. They build them for people where Boko Haram, the northern warriors, terrorists, go pursue comot for their house, destroy their houses, take over, take and do where they keep cattle, take and do where they do mosque, they live. But this thing now, where I go show you, na another type of IDP camp. I promise to make we show and finish before we talk. This is another IDP camp. I want you to look at the two. This one now, you go look this IDP camp, then you go look the other one, make you find out the difference, whether any difference is there at all, you go know.
This is one of the camps provided by the Borno state government to accommodate Boko Haram members who have laid down their arms since the state government in partnership with the military declared amnesty for them. More than 80,000 of the terrorists have surrendered to the government since July 2021. There are more than 3,500 households located in this camp, and according to the state government, since it started the program of reintegrating repentant Boko Haram members, more than 3,500 of them have been reintegrated. It also says that at least 85% of those that are brought into this camp are people that were forced into the insurgency.
The reintegration process is community driven. It is
While the second part is for the unmarried. Over 6,000 men are in the camp, while women and children are over 10,000. Springing up, at least 2,000. In this camp, new lives are also springing up. At least 2,279 babies have been given birth to in the last 1 year. From December, July 2022 and October 2022,
we have never received
not having much breast milk to feed a baby at ancestral homes. The Borno State model is a non-kinetic approach targeted at de-radicalizing and reintegrating the
Pause. Go back to that place where the statistics of numbers of children given birth to was enunciated.
Before you go on, wait, we'll go. I wanted you to see the difference.
Yeah. There is something that you need to pick up first before you then you can talk about the difference.
kuma yayin mutane suna shan wahala kuma mun riga mun gani abun ba riba kwata-kwata. In this camp, new lives are also springing up. At least 2,279 babies have been given birth to in the last 1 year.
Pause here. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you very, very much.
Now, wait, your sonny. It be like say you be no day. You be no day. This is not the main IDP camp.
I understand. I follow now up. I commode, but I carry phone the year.
Because the IDP camp they two type. If you see this environment, you see the other one. Since you know, I talk what you want to talk.
Yes. Now bring this thing to the screen. I want people to see these figures on the screen. It's something
Which
I want to understand. No, as you just pause the video.
Sorry, I agree with you. You have a point there. I agree with you.
Enlarge this. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Now, the numbers of children given birth to. They said birth in the last 1 year is 2,779. Before they could have 2,279 children. How many men are in this camp? How many foot soldiers of the caliphate are in this camp? They now said, now in July 26 to 2022, October, you now have another 250. I want people to understand the increment of the Fulanization agenda. Their foot soldiers are increasing day by day. Even the ones that they are putting to bed. And as they are putting those ones to bed, before you have these numbers here, that means the number surpasses this one. The numbers of the people who even produce these children surpasses these numbers here. So when they disperse them all around the country, it goes a long way. So when you were seeing the numbers of special task forces, you saw them in Akwa Ibom, you saw them in Enugu, you saw them in Calabar, you saw them in Ebonyi, Anambra, Abia, Rivers. You see them all over Southeast. The numbers are there. The numbers are increasing. And as they tell you, they go and give them IDP camp like this. It is not to do IDP camp. It is to prepare them for the war that is coming, which is what they have distributed them all into the community to do now. So this is how the procreation of the Fulanization pattern is going. Mercy continues before we do the comparison of the camp. Sorry.
We move.
From December 2021 to June 2022, 2,016 babies were delivered, while between July 2022 and October 2022, over 250 new lives have emerged.
As far we are here in this clinic, we have never received any female that come to say that she want to remove her baby or any other else, unless we receive a lot of cases such as miscarriage.
26 years Awa Bukar was delivered of twins about a week ago. She says she's happy to have her babies in a safe facility, though she complains of not having much breast milk to feed her babies.
This is my second delivery. My husband is Bukar. I thank God for safe delivery. I'm only concerned about the fact that my breast milk is not flowing to feed my children.
There are over 500 women in the Arch camp who are also expecting to have their babies. For more than a decade, the Boko Haram insurgents has left thousands of people killed and millions displaced from their ancestral homes. The Borno State model is a non-kinetic approach targeted at de-radicalizing and reintegrating the terrorists.
Without the political will, there was no way we could have reached where we are. There were a lot of apprehensions, and I'm sure if you monitor what is happening in the national media, even some of our leaders, political leaders, were totally against it, because there was this fear that if you bring these guys out, it will not work. But because the governor was determined, and he was actually between the devil and the deep blue sea, simply because we have used the kinetic approach, we needed to employ the non-kinetic.
The overwhelming excitement on the faces of these young ones perhaps is a sign of the hope that someday Borno State in the northeast Nigeria will regain its status of being the home of peace. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
Beautiful. Okay. Sorry, since you done the talk before, I make you start the talk. Tell us what you see between the IDP camps. Just I no go make everybody talk
going
wetin
from the IDP camps, it is very clear for people to see where the indigenous peoples of the land have been sent out of their own ancestral lands. And you see where they take them to. See how bad they are using tarpaulin. They are using tarpaulin for where they are staying to sleep. And you have babies and children, babies and mothers breastfeeding their babies in these same camps. Then, when you now go, now, there is a place in that video of the IDP camps where the report said, was it over 2,000 or 20,000 people have been killed and many displaced from their homes. Now, This one is not important to United Nations, or neither is it important to Katuna Wiang or Katuna Shan or King King Wang. Or is it also important to US that want to see a peaceful and credible and transparent election in one Nigeria? Please, we want these people to come down to Biafra land so that they will come and observe the elections in Biafra land, because they will get the shocker of their lives in 2023. Now, when you look at all these places, then compare the two of them together. It is very, very disheartening, because if terrorists are well taken care of, and then look at the real owners of the land, look at where they are staying. Now compare their own place to where the terrorists are staying. That simply tells you that the terrorists are the soldiers of the caliphate. They are actually fighting for the existence of the Fulanization government to continue to be. So they will take care of them better than the indigenous people of the land. That is why you also had the lady that was speaking there, that they use kinetic, and then they later believe that when they bring them in down, and then they will be good and they will be fine. And you never considered the people that these people here have killed and destroyed their lives and tomorrow and their future and everything that has to do with their lives. Then they made mention of numbers of children that have been raised. Now, I want to ask one simple question. The mothers that gave birth to those babies, does it mean that terrorists, when they are coming on rampage in a community, they come with their wives and children? So when they take over your community, they now inhabit with their wives and children. So that means every Fulani terrorist that is coming on rampage in the community, they come with their wives and children. They come with their wives and children. Hey! So we don't need to be differentiating between the wives and children of terrorists, because they are all terrorists. That is why I pause to talk on the numbers of the procreation that has been made within that pace of time. They said 2,000 and something numbers of children have been procreated. And they did not sit back to ask and then give us an answer of how did they procreate these children? From women and children that were captured, that they procreated the children, or from terrorist women also that are also terrorists, terrorizing the community and killing people. That means the terrorists, they go with their wives and children when they come to terrorize your community and when they want to come and take you over. So it's a lesson for people to also ponder on that when we are saying our women and children in Biafra land should get themselves imbibed with the rascality of Biafra, you don't need to say our men should go and do it alone. Remember that the same way terrorists are doing everything together with their wives and children, you should also have the same mindset. Because when they come with their entire family. When they conquer with their entire family. When they take over your land, they take over your land with the entire family. And they inhabit alongside all of them, and then they continue their lives. So, learn something from here. But you can never in any way compare how the caliphate, the government of Nigeria, will take care of the terrorists compared to the way they will take care of the indigents, because the indigents' lives are not important to them. That is why their allegiances is to the terrorists and to the UK government and US government because of the natural resources. My person here.
Now, these ones they shine, and they wonder me. They know they do like people where they suffer. Are they suffering? Anyway, Mazi shoes, I beg. Do justice before we move.
My brother, just as you said, it's really disturbing when we watch these kind of videos. When you watch these kind of videos, it's really disturbing, and I don't know why every other indigenous person should be waiting for us to beg them to rise up. This is a situation where the indigenous people have become an endangered species in their own nation, while foreigners are taking over.
Exactly.
When you look at the difference, the way people are being treated, The people who own the land has now become an endangered species. And they are doing everything to wipe them away. No help coming from any angle. And you saw the person who was narrating said that this is their fate until they live here. And when are they going to leave? Of course, they are not leaving. And when you look at this other part of people, this other Boko Haram section, this is nothing but a breeding ground for the terrorists. Wow. This is why we say Nigerian government is a terrorist government. Yeah. You see, when they are fighting for Ruga, when they are fighting for Ruga, when they are looking for land, fighting for Ruga, fighting for this and that, these are the people they are looking for those Ruga for. These are the people they are struggling for Ruga for. When their foot soldiers go to occupy land, they take away the owners of the land, rename the land. They are preparing for the land for these people. This place is a breeding ground for the terrorists, sponsored by the government of Nigeria. Just look at them. And I was so happy when my brother Sonny called your attention on that procreation number that they gave. People in IDP camp, with the difficult situation they're supposed to be, look at how they are procreating, and nobody is asking questions. Who is in charge of this procreation? Who are their husbands, and how do they come about them? Look at children littered everywhere. And there are so many, they say that hundreds of expected mothers are still there, lined up. This is nothing but a breeding ground for terrorists. When they talk about Ruga, they want to have Ruga in Abia State. They want to have Ruga in Enugu State. They want to have Ruga in Iguacha. They want to have Ruga in Edo State. These are the people they are preparing those grounds for. And this is why anytime you fight against their plans for Ruga, they will unleash mayhem on you. It is because of these people. Even the people who have been driven from their own land has not been able to return. They don't. There is no attempt at all, no even plan to return them back to where they're coming from. They are just forgotten on that side. But look at how they are taking care of these people, giving them every record. Just like my brother said, look at how they are glittering. People in IDP camp. Look at how they are glittering. Look at how they are. A breeding ground for the terrorists and nothing else. That is what I see here. That's what I see. What I see here is a breeding ground for the terrorists. And when you watch this as an indigenous person in that zoo, as an indigenous person that find yourself in that contraption, you should be angry and get out. Begin to ask your neighbor. Any place, if you're an Oduduwa person, begin to find out what are the Oduduwa people doing to protect themselves and defend their land. If you're from the Middle Belt, begin to ask questions. Ask your people, what are they doing to begin to protect themselves? Even if you're an outside person in the north, begin to put heads together and ask yourself, how are you going to defend your land? Because you have now become an endangered species in your own land. As for Biafran people, we are not begging anybody anymore. Biafran people are standing their ground. And in a few days' time, we are going to take the lead. Every other indigenous tribe should be awake and take their land and answer their name at the same time. Thank you, my brother.
There were. Mazi Paul.
Yeah, my brothers. You know, I will go back to the partnership before commenting, because when you want to collect something, you have to know how you stop and where you are going. Partnership. When you watch into the two IDP camp, these people came under partnership, under contract from Mauritania, from Senegal, from Gambia, from Mali, to come and help Fulanis take the land. You know, we travel almost all over the world. We met some of our African, Senegal, the Mali. They told me face to face, man, there is too much money in Nigeria when you join military in Nigeria. You know, they are working on a contract. That is why you see their women, they are looking fresh, because they come on contract. Partnership, which Caroline is talking about. The indigenes of the land, they've been sent away trying to create another leader for them. They said within small time, that place will become it will become for that man. That man will owe all everything that is happening in that place until all of them die off. My Igbo brothers, listen, the reason we left what we are doing, delivering this message, is for you to know. You see this other camp, that is what is await of you if P2B enter there as a president. That is the thing that coming, and that is what P2B have signed. They told P2B, come and review the secret you assigned Britain when he departed from ABGA, from PDP, and went to Britain. Come and show us the secret document you signed before entering Labour Party. He has not done that. So P2B have automatically signed for every Nigerian, every Igbo person to enter in this other camp. You know, that is why we are shouting. When we bring Biafra for diaspora, we are not joking, because nobody sees that. Only a tree heard that it is going to die and remain in one place. But every other living thing, we try its possible best to save its lives. That is exactly what we are doing here. My brothers, especially those people living in Europe, you have internet to watch. Tell your people down home that we are not going back to restore our nation, Biafra, because the partnership they are talking about is to take your land, your mineral resources, and hand it over to these other people that is reproducing their children, living with a very clean skin, very skinny body, to come and take over all those 4 decades, 3 decades, 5 decades you build in Igbo land. It happened in Sabon Gerikano. The Igbo people are the people that develop Kano, and the Sabon Gerikano is for Igbo people. No Igbo person is living in Sabon Gerikano today. Our people have taken over that place, and the same thing they are coming to do in your own father's land. So this is one of the partnership Britain has with the France and the Nigeria. That is why they want you to vote. So thank you as we come back again.
There we well, if you listen very well in that video, you go hear when the commentator tell you, say, these people, their life depend on Baba. And then you go ask yourself, who be that Baba? That Baba na that hungry man where you see there, we no get anything, we never even shop. Na him be the Baba. Na that Baba, he never shop. Na him be the Baba wey we dey talk. That man wey you see there, that Baba, wey never eat for himself, na him dey go write letters, na him dey do everything so that people go fit come give money, make e take carry people go hospital. Wait, make I show you who be the Baba wey we dey talk. Na the Baba be this. In life, everybody wey you see inside this camp, you see them. See all these people. See the Baba here. See am. All these people you see where they live inside this place, their life depend on this man. On this man.
Humanitarian, no? He volunteered to serve them.
He just volunteer. He volunteer. Him too. He himself will be
the way we volunteer ourselves to deliver this message. Yes. This man volunteered to bring their voice ahead to the people.
Paul, it's not even where I am going. Where I am going is that this man, you go first see person wey go give you food. No be person wey eat go fit go fight make he give you food. This man is not okay to do the job he is doing. Only him in IDP camp containing over 100,000 people suffering until they bring rice where you go share one derika, you go maybe next 5 months before you go see another one. All these people where you see here, over 100,000 people, their life depend on this man. Now inside that batcha where you see there, no be batcha self, batcha fine now. Now inside this thing where you see like house, now inside there they born their pikin. Inside all these things where you see here, now there they born. Now there they give their birth. Now here you see this one as a carrying pikin. See am.
Mazugo,
yes.
I think there is something you need to correct.
Okay.
The Fulani Caliphate soldiers, being the warriors of the Caliphate, cannot be kept in IDP camp. Where they will be kept is recreational center or recreational camp, while the indigenous people now will be kept in IDP camp, because the Boko Haram soldiers of the Caliphate, they are not internally displaced. They are actually being given preferential treatment, which you had the lady from the IDP camp said, when they are sick, it is this Baba that volunteers to take them to hospital. But when you come to this recreational center where they try to rehabilitate, or rehabilitation center of these Fulanis, you can see the synergy, you can see the love and the happiness happening in this place, to tell you that they have life in the optimum compared to those other people that are in IDP camp. The life in IDP camp is worse more than what is happening to these people that are being given preferential treatment in this camp. So these criminals, these terrorists, they are in recreational center, while the indigenous persons are in IDP.
Question, Sonny, another question that we should be asking each other or ourselves is this. The Boko Haram, the terrorists, the northern warriors, nobody go spoil their houses now. Nobody go burn their houses. Why are they building new houses for them? Why?
Now they supposed to understand, say, their own no be say they treat them out now. These are people that you don't know from Adams. They just come take over the place, and then the government say, oh, we will still take care of you. They still go and build a different place, give them. But the people where they don't displace come from the community, they never build anything, give them. Those ones, they abandon them there. So they now when they do campaign, now them people waiting for IDP camp, 9 politicians they use, they do campaign now. Imagine. Hey!
Ralph, are you okay? We'll be able to comment. Okay, I think we should be taking course now. We should be taking course so that we have enough time. Let whoever, I beg, make gonna give me numbers. Everybody put your number here. If you know you want to, you can receive call. Put your number on the on the private chat, in the private chat, so we can take calls. I beg, Biafrans, it's time we call. Let everybody call and they tell us what they think for this kind of situation, because it tire me, because it pass me. Hello, Mazi.
Hello, Azugo.
They will go on. You get 2 minutes, I beg.
Okay. You see, you were asking about this Boko Haram people. God, nobody destroyed their house. Boko Haram people, they are not Nigerians now. So they are not. So they don't have house in Nigeria. So that's why they are giving them new house. So they are not Nigerians. And again, you see what? Do you see the annex this released today, where the Southeast they have only 10 million votes? Northwest have 22.something million votes. I'm telling obedience that the election has been rigged, but they are foolishly being obedient fools. Election has already been rigged. If the way Southeast we have 10 million, why Southwest Southwest, that the Boko Haram have killed more than half of them. They have 22 million eligible voters. Let's watch what will happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If
Callers are
if
waiting.
Obi tell you that he is not aware of all those things, then you people must be joking. If Obi tell you that he's not aware that the election have been rigged and that he's going nowhere, he knows. He knows. That's why Obi, I hate Obi with passion.
You don't love Obi, your brother. Obi is your brother. You should love Obi. Oh.
Somebody that deny that he's not my brother, he doesn't admit that he's my brother. So why will I love him? He doesn't admit that he's my brother.
Hey, Adiegu. Adiegu. Callers, we are waiting for you. Call. Raf, if you want to comment, you comment. I thought you were not okay to comment. That was why I didn't call you before. So if you want to say anything.
I will comment whenever I can.
Okay. Biafrans, it's time to make calls. Call. Because you think, say, now somebody go fight for you. Nobody that can't give you freedom. Listen.
None of you can deny that what I'm saying is the truth. You know it's the truth.